Hello and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm about to show my poem to... let's go with Monika. Hi Ash. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, apparently, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Ash. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I have Monika my poem. Great job, Ash. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. Oh, look at her face. I like Monika. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologise. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in a wall. And it's different. Hole in a wall, hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Oh, because it was saying about how she wasn't looking in, he was looking in. She wasn't looking out, he was looking in. Something like that. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbour, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realise now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see colour. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper, the sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Oh, Monika. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the time between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one, not between this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh, cool. I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognise in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Surely there are no simple poems. Really. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. Surely has given you valuable, or well, I suppose if we're doing it again, then it should be gives you. Anyway, Netskin can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologising to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I wonder if it's different. I love to share my thought process behind it. Natsuki's wasn't. But Monika's was part 2 of her, well, the poem that she had last time. And so Yuri was in it. Anyway, Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. It's the same poem. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Bitch. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Ash. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. Therefore, there are no simple poems. Technically, in the way she said it. Anyway, in this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I'd probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ash. Me too. Doing the best for me, my best for me. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Some of the music just seemed a bit weird there. Anyway, this is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Oh, what I remember, there was a bit in, I think, the last episode, where the screen was like zooming in and tilting at a weird angle, and I didn't notice until I edited it. And that was, I don't know, just in case you hadn't noticed as well, but I imagine you all did, because I don't know. I don't know my point. Let's just continue. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper showing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Ash did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Surely it's the same for Natsuki. Yeah, didn't you think that? Which I haven't yet. And Ash liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki Sunny stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Ash appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Ash started showing up. The same size as they always have been. Big and beautiful. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. I don't like it. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Because this is stuff that had been stopped by Sayuri, I suppose. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and eating cute. Acting cute. Eating cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Whoa. Oh my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Oh my word, she said fuck. Yeah, go on. Let Ash hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Ash, She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. This is what already happened just after the boobs thing that last time. This middle bit, obviously that middle bit didn't happen. How do I get dragged? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... I'm guessing this is who I side with. And... since I'm technically trying to get on Yuri's good side here, obviously I'll go back for the other bits that went... I probably won't read them out, but I'll slow them down and stuff. I'm gonna say Yuri. Also, Natsuki did make a cutting her joke sort of thing. What? What's going on? Don't like it. 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 Oh god. Hello, Monika. You really wanted me to click Natsuki, didn't you? That's why you're standing. Well, no, because you're covering up both of them. Okay. Hey Ash. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Yes, please. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Haha. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. Maybe if you hadn't... maybe if last game you hadn't basically suggested to Sayori that she hang herself, maybe things would be alright. Maybe, maybe she would have stopped the fighting before it got to swearing and all that sort of stuff. Before it started getting all fuzzy. Yeah? Like, yeah? I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. Well, technically that's an assumption that she was the one who suggested it to Sayori. But she was the one that Sayori was talking to when Sayori said, listen to what she said to me. Anyway. I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Ah, she desperately wants my attention. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, she's crying! She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. Is Yuri crying? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. I want to know what she said. Yuri? I didn't mean it. Oh God. I believe you. Probably something about her dad, because Natsuki's got issues with her dad. That's the only thing we know, actually, about her issues, at least. Well, anything I know. People who've watched multiple Let's Plays possibly know. Anyway. I've no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. People who've played it might know as well, of course. Or did. Ash, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Completely? That's... Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. She wants to say something to me, but she doesn't want Monika around. Why doesn't she want Monika around? Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. So is. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Ash. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Nice cover up, Yuri, because I'm pretty sure that's not what she wants to talk about. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understanding, essentially. We're not going to hear what she says. Okay. That's fine. At least I don't have to walk home on my own talking about how I'm walking home on my own. Where's one that's her? Here. I don't know. Dream? Yeah, cool. Disaster. Unrequited. Broken. Suicide. That's probably her as well, but... Heartbeat. Oh, no. No. Oh, what rain cloud is... Okay. I should have looked through the rest of them properly then. Agonizing. Guess insight. Oh, I just realised her face during that. I wonder if that was for all of them. Another day passed, it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days, and I'm going to stop it there, because, yeah. I'll see you next time in Doki Doki Literature Club. Well, I won't. Don't worry, I don't creepily have... I don't have a hole in the wall. Bye.